that song. But yeah. Just before the night came through, I don't think it was cold, in some parts, of Abuja right there. So, but wherever you may have been, at least we saw a brand new day. Congratulations. I mean, in Nigeria, you see a brand new day, you need to pat yourself in the back and say congratulations, to yourself. Trust me, because the truth is there is no better way to say it. I mean, survival it is right now. Survival of the fittest, if you ask me. And however you want to see it, you are among the fittest. Okay, so you deserve this again. All right, happy survival. Happy survival. Well, there's another bell chiming that I'm going to be doing in a short bit. Well, short bit talking about right now. I mean, tomorrow, right? Which is the 8th day of March of 2025 is International Women's Day. Okay, tomorrow it is. But we start the celebrations from today, so might I also let you in to what the theme is, and maybe just a one paragraph lined conversation in that regard. Now, the theme is for all women and girls, all right? Rights, equality, empowerment. Go girls, go girl. All right, now, on the 8th of March of 2025, I think, is it the United Nations? Yes, the United Nations is calling on everyone to celebrate International Women's Day under the theme for all women and girls, rights, equality, and empowerment. And this year's theme calls for action that can unlock rights, power, and opportunities for all, and a feminist future where no one is left behind. Central to this vision is empowering the next generation youth, particularly young women and adolescent girls, as catalysts for lasting change. And at the 9 o'clock hour, I would want all of you to come one, come all, and let's have that conversation. And it will be premised on the International Women's Day. I mean, seeing that it's falling on a Saturday, right, it's best that we, brought it to you on a Friday like this, and of course, allow for that conversation to go on. I mean, how many of you have seen the suspension of Senator Akpoti Uduaghan right there? 6 months. Security details withdrawn. Salary withdrawn. All of that withdrawn. And she is suspended. Well, we'll get to have the conversation. I know mixed feelings is trailing this particular, discourse. But then again, let's leave it where it is. Now, have I greeted you in a way that I know how to? Okay, I've not done that. I should do that already. Inakwana Ekaro. Otutuoma, I miss hearing my dialect. In Negala, Olodudu. In Bagi, they would say, Agife. I love that part, especially the fe part, when you drag it like that, you just, All right, Omoy Faye in absentia would have said, Emma Murelke. Usually goes with the bell right there. And in a language that you and I totally understand, that would be Una. Good morning. Welcome to the Eagles Morning Risers Breakfast Show. Eagles Morning Rise, we call it. And this is The Pages. You like to see it as the newspaper review segment? Okay, that's fine. But guess what? It's not just going to stop with the pages or the newspaper review segment of the breakfast show. I mean, at 8 o'clock, of course, Vicky Vic will be here, the only sports minister on radio I know, and it's going to be taking you on sports on Eagles Wings. At 9 o'clock, I'll be here again. Keep in mind, International Women's Day is tomorrow, but yeah, we're, beginning the celebration a day before, so we're starting from today, and we'll have that conversation. And to each and every one of you, yes, I'm talking to you, don't look back, that has been talking about women's rights, empowering women and giving them support and all of that, this would be the time to have that discourse. It's high time we begun to understand that, look, if you do not concern yourself with the affairs of the women, especially in the nation, then what you're doing is you're flicking with the future of the country, and you don't want to toy with that, because it's not a toy, it's not a plaything. All right, so because it's not a plaything, it also means that we must indeed take care of our women, pay special attention to our women. Yes. Okay. So the conversation is going to be really, really serious, especially coming on the heels of the fact that Senator Akpoti Uduaghan has been suspended. I mean, you know, the saga, the Senator Akpoti Uduaghan, the Speaker, yes, Senate President, rather, if you like, Senator Akpabio, the saga. Yes. Well, we'll look into all of that and, of course, determine the mood for 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, I'll be here again, of course. We'll be having, a very, very great conversation. General open banter it is. And at 11, it is Abuja Now. And that's when I'll be letting the go of the baton to my colleague to take you from 12 up until the 5 o'clock mark. Right. That's what the breakfast show is all about. Another ring to the bell. Another ring to the bell. Okay, you already know now. You see what is going to come at you, and this is specially created to ensure that you are not alone, because we keep reminding you that whatever be the case, we will be standing right next to you, and you are not alone. All right? What are those things that you need to know this morning? Let me bring you up to speed on them, and of course, we will now jump into the front pages of Nigerian newspapers, which, by the way, has not been bought today. All right, now, you should know that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has quizzed a former Minister for Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy Ohaneye, for her alleged role in the misappropriation of a whopping 138 million naira. Now, the ex-minister was one of those dropped recently by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Okay. Now, the federal government on Thursday officially designated Simon Ekpa and 15 other individuals as terrorism financiers. Now, the government also declared Lakurawa Sect as a terrorist organization and a terrorism financier. These actions were taken following their alleged involvement in funding and supporting terrorist activities. Okay. And the Federal High Court in Lagos has ordered the forfeiture of 1,426,175 million US dollars, which the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, linked to former Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele. Oh, give me a break. Come on, these monies somewhere cooling off. Well, forfeiture order of 1.4 million US dollars. Oh, that's a lot. The court ruled that the funds were proceeds of unlawful activities. Embattled chairman of the Senate Committee on Diaspora and NGO, Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan, PDP Kogi Central, was on Thursday slammed with a 6-month suspension by the Senate, which also barred her from participating in all activities of the 10th Senate over her alleged misconduct when she protested against the reassignment of her seat by Senate President Godswill Akpabio on February 20 of 2025. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Thursday approved the employment of 774 National Health Fellows, a pivotal initiative led by the Federal Ministry of Health to foster sustained improvement within Nigeria's healthcare system. Now, Tinubu announced the employment during the program's launch at the State House in Abuja. All right, that's something, yeah? Operatives of the Lagos State Police Command have apprehended 2 Pakistanis who allegedly specialize in kidnapping people for ransom in the state. Are you serious now? In Lagos State, 2 Pakistanis? Ooh, that's a bold people now. The command spokesperson, CSP Benjamin Hundain, disclosed this via a statement on Thursday, March 6, 2025, and that was only yesterday. Now, the Deputy National Chairman of the Ulama Council of Jama'atu Izalatil Bida, Kamatis, Sunnah, all right, that's a lot. Jibwis, that's it, okay, that's better. Jibwis. Sheikh Saeed Hassan Jingir has passed away. according to the Publicity Secretary of JIBWIS, Honorable Ahmad Ashiru, who confirmed the death today. Okay, yeah, confirmed the death in Jos. Sheikh Jinger died at the age of 70. So rest in peace. Now, Senator President Godswill Akpabio has claimed that he slept inside the Dangote cement factory in Kogi State on the wedding day of Kogi Central Senator. Oh, come on, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, come on. Where is this coming from? Y'all should not bore us with conversations like this. Well, Akpabio, a former minister of the Niger Delta, stated this on Thursday during plenary at the National Assembly. Oh, I see why some of you say, let's talk about matters that are really serious now, because this is now becoming unbecoming. Ogun State government has sealed indefinitely Quantum Steel Industry in Ogijo in Sagamo local government and Jingfeng Plastics Limited along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway following 2 industrial accidents that occurred at the factories. Now, the government on Thursday said it had closed down the factories to enable it to investigate the cause of the incident. All right. You got that. Now, finally, but not the least now, a Lagos Special Offences Court has granted bail to Jude Okoye, former manager of the defunct music group P-Square, in an ongoing trial over an alleged theft of roughly $1 million US, as well as 34,537 pounds. Ooh. Justice Ramano Shodi, presiding over the case, granted Okoye bail in the sum of 50 million naira with 2 shorties in like sum. And I tell you, it will be provided. You'll be shocked. But sometimes I wonder where this money's come from, how they do these things. Not because I want to do it. I'm just saying, but so these kinds of monies exist somewhere? Like, really? And Nigeria is still poor looking for money? Trying to get the taxpayers to pay bills here and there, left and right, to fund infrastructure, capital development, you name it. But well, that's just a story for another day, don't you think? But let's get on now to the front page of Nigerian newspapers now, okay? Keep in mind that this is the pages and this is the newspaper review segment. It is a serious, segment for the breakfast show. So let's treat it as such. But just to also put it out there that you can add your voice in the course of the discourse. Yes, add it succinctly, and of course without the brevity. But then again, you must also do this within the confines of civility and responsibility, because we are responsible family members. We need to show most of these leaders who are airing how it is done. All right, but now you are a first-time maybe a listener and you want to be a first-time caller, initiate yourself with the family, talking about Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Well then, welcome. We have our open-winged arms welcoming you to the family, and you want to add your voice in the discourse. Well, I should give you the numbers already. 0907 353 0044. It's that number to call to add your voice to the discourse. The other number is 0908 766 8888. And the WhatsApp portal number is 0909 705 4450. My name is Uduak Daniel. Now let's look at the Daily Trust newspaper. The big story staring at me right in the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper has it: transport fares remain high despite petrol price drop. All right, that story begins on the front page and continues on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Just above the big story now, but right underneath the Daily Trust newspaper, 12 Zamfara vigilantes killed in clash with bandits. You should find that one on page 5. Oh, that's a sad one. To page 7 now. Ramadan is the kicker. Sharia Council defends school closure in northern states. And to page 19, got sharp eyes. Nigeria lost 94 trillion naira to business closures, multinational divestments. All right, NESG is saying that now. NESG is saying that. And this is really awful sad. I don't know what I'm looking at right now. What am I looking at, please? I'm seeing fire, burnings, and stuff like that on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. You want to see this too with me? Then you should subscribe to the YouTube channel at Eagles FM Abuja, as well as get on Facebook right now and get a visual to what I'm seeing at Eagles FM Abuja. All right, this one says alleged sexual harassment. That's the kicker. Senate suspends Natasha for 6 months. Page 10 carries that story. To the base now. Benue Varsity students regain freedom after 8 days in captivity. All right, you should find that one on page 6. EFCC quizzes ex-Women Affairs Minister over alleged 138 million naira fraud. Page 2, you would find that. Now to page 7 again. 6 killed as fuel tanker explodes in Niger. Oh, that explains what I'm seeing now. All right, 6 killed as fuel tanker explodes in Niger. But how many of you have noticed? I mean, there's always a fuel tanker exploding in either Niger State or is it Nasarawa State and stuff like that. What's really going on? But anyways, that is happening in Niger State now. Moving away from that one now, let's bring this one to you, the Guardian newspaper. 10th Assembly. All right, that's the big story, and you should find it on pages 4 and 5 of the Guardian newspaper. 10th Assembly, that's the kicker. Pro-people legislations shadowed by house drama intrigues. All right, pro-people legislations shadowed by house drama intrigues. You should find that one on pages 4 and 5. It's very important. That's why it's written in black. All right, now we see this one. Furore as the Senate claims 6 months suspension on Akpoti Oduaga. Right, page 6. You'd find that one. Add 1 to 5, you get 6. And to yet another page 6, looking popular by the way. DHQ queries Nigeria's terrorism index ranking as federal government freezes assets of terror financiers. Page 6. That's what it is. To yet another page 6. Oh, this is really popular now. Air Force personnel invade IKEDC office. Allegedly assault workers over power disconnection. Some drama, right? Some action, some thrills, some intrigues. Already said with a big story on the Guardian newspaper. Now we see this one on page 79. Federal government plans new rehabilitation camp for bandits, terrorists. Federal government plans new rehabilitation camp for bandits, terrorists. And some Nigerians are saying, why planning new rehabilitation centers for rehabilitation camp for bandits and terrorists when you're supposed to be tackling, like, go to the roots, cut it off from the roots, so you don't have to be planning rehabilitation camps. But anyways, that's the knowledge and the wisdom of the federal government. And if you ask them, they say, owing to intelligence reports. So how intelligent is that intelligence report? But let's see this one here now. And this one says, Catholic Church decries wave of kidnappings targeting priests, pastoral agents. Page 9 holds that story. And that will not be all with the Guardian newspaper, as the 3 stories right underneath the Guardian newspaper banner now. This one says, Tinubu approves 80% dialysis subsidy, hires 774 national health fellows. All right, page 3 finds that story. Militants threaten oil installation attacks in Rivers, orders evacuation. All right, militants threaten oil installation attacks in Rivers, order evacuation. Page 9. And the last story with the Guardian newspaper now. Court orders permanent forfeiture of 1.4 million US dollar fund linked to Emefiele. Page 7. That'll be all for the Guardian newspaper. Now the Nation newspaper is beaming its searchlight now, and I'm seeing that light in the clear. All right, the big story now, Supreme Court, that's the kicker. No evidence. 27 Rivers lawmakers defected. All right, Supreme Court, no evidence. 27 Rivers lawmakers defected. And it's got two riders to it now. The first rider, the nation obtained CTC of judgment. Okay, you want to go see that one. And the second rider, Rivers people, Fubara backing Tinubu, says Sakibo. All right, that story begins on the front page and it's continued on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. Just above the Nation newspaper banner now, the height, the peak, the apogee, the zenith of it, the top of it, you'd find this one. Senate suspends Akpoti Uduaghan for 6 months. Page 4 holds that story. One rider follows. Senator resubmits petition. Oh, she ain't backing down now. And we're seeing this one here on page 2. Tinubu hires 774 healthcare volunteers. All right. And there's got one rider to it. Pate, they are the best. That's what Pate is saying. Page 2 holds that story. Still at the very peak, the heights, the apogee, the zenith, the top of the Nation newspaper. Air Force men invade Ikeja disco over power cuts to NAF base. Page 6. And to yet another page 5 now, right? So minus 1 from 6, you get 5. Sanwo-Olu cautions landlords over arbitrary rent increase. And somebody's whispering in my ears, can it be done in Abuja too and other parts of the country? But well, a lot begs to be seen in that regard. EFCC secures forfeiture of $1.1 million US seized from woman at airport. Please, what's going on? First of all, there is a final forfeiture of $1.4 million US, right? Related to the former CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele. And now, EFCC secures forfeiture of $1.1 million US seized from woman at airports. Page 2. Troops kill terrorist. Page 6. All right, don't just say it that way. You should ring a bell too. Seriously. You know me. I keep saying that, look, the life of a Nigerian must be precious, more precious than gold or any other precious stone or whatever treasure that there is in the world, honestly. But when I hear the terrorists are decimated, I ring the bell just as I'm doing again. I will ring the bell because you have not seen the terror of terrorists. Maybe you won't understand. But page 6 holds that story though. Let's go see this one on the base. CBN eyes $25 billion US from Soyinka Theater. All right, page 7. And EFCC quizzes ex-minister Uju Ohaneye. Page 81 holds that story. And that would be all with the Nation newspaper. The Punch newspaper right now, the big story, 6-month suspension. Natasha heads for court as NBA others knock Senate. All right, it's not really sitting well with quite a number of people now. Page 2 is holding that story, and it's got one rider to it. Kogi Senator's lawyer says suspension illegal. PDP kicks. Senate insists its rules violated. Oh, okay. Page 2. Written in red, by the way, red and black. And you know when that mixture comes together, creates a storm. Now, federal governments designate Simon Ekpa, 16 others, terrorism funders. All right, page 89 of the Punch newspaper. And just at the very apogee, the heights, the top, the zenith of the Punch newspaper banner now, Nigerians pay highest airfares in Africa. NCAA is saying that right there. And you would find that one on page 82. To page 81 now, minus 1 from 82, you get 81. Marketers worry as 5 months fuel imports hit 6 trillion naira. And Rivers crisis, that's the kicker now. Police vow to crush militants threatening oil production. Page 2 holds that story. Let's get on to the naval area of the Punch newspaper now. Sanwo-Olu opens new roads, promises more infrastructure. You should find that one on page 6. And now to page 91, I've got sharp eyes. Litigation won't stop Alafin's coronation. Makinde saying that. 4 billion naira debt. Air Force men attack IKEDC, brutalize even a punch man, others. Wow. Okay. Just wow. This is Nigeria. And to page 91 now, alleged fraud. Ex-minister detained in EFCC facility. All right. That will be all with the Punch newspaper. But just before we give you the Vanguard newspaper right there, let's go on a recess, pay some bills. We will be right back. Don't go away.
The vibe is about to be lit. Don't you just love good music? I know you do. I don't really care if you're older. On Eagles 102.3 FM.
Sorry, sir. We just sold the last one.
Chai! Papa, what happened? They just sold the 2-bedroom bungalow I wanted to buy, and all others are calling big prices. 30 million naira, 35 million naira for a 2-bedroom bungalow terrace. Have you tried my Abuja Home Limited? My Abuja Home Limited? No! My Abuja Home is selling their 2-bedroom terrace bungalows in Gwagwalada for a promo price of just 17 million naira only. Wow, that's very affordable. And in Gwagwalada, Abuja FCT, which is just 30 minutes from town? Yes, it's just after the FRCL radio house in Old Kutunku in Gwagwalada. So, for this promo price of 17 million naira, the 2-bedroom comes with a large sitting space, a sizable kitchen. The floors are tiled with 2 bedrooms and toilets with fitting windows with burglary proof, security, borehole water, electricity, and the area is cool. Wow, my Abuja Home Limited abi? Oh yeah, give me the number. Just call 080-888-37426. I said 080-888-37426 or 080-827-23824. That is 080-827-23824. My Abuja Home. Live the life.
Has anyone told you you can talk about your business on radio for just
20,000 naira?
Get a chance to talk your business for 25 minutes on The Entrepreneur. Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja. For more inquiries, call 090-9984-4433. 090-9984-4433. Hurry now.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Back from recess, and yes, it's still the pages right here. You call it the newspaper review segment of the Eagles Morning Risers breakfast show. You want to have an audiovisual radio experience that you can count on. I'm talking about a television that we are hosting on social media. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at Eagles FM Abuja and do the same for the Facebook page wall at Eagles FM Abuja. And also, take a stretch, take a leap, and leave a comment in the comment section and we will herald your thoughts. My name is Uduak Daniel. And now let's get on with the Vanguard newspaper. It's going to be a smart read, so please stay with me now. The big story: Senate suspends Senator Akpoti Uduaghan for 6 months. Got a couple of writers, quite a number of it. Bars her from the premises of National Assembly. Her office to be locked up for the entire period of her suspension. All her salaries and allowances be suspended. My suspension invalidates principles of natural justice, fairness, Akpoti Uduaghan is saying. Resubmits sexual harassment petition against Akpabio. And, okay, this one is blurred. Okay. Senate should revisit Akpoti Uduaghan's suspension. LP saying that, oh my sharp eyes. And we're not in Banana Republic. We're is saying that lawyers fault suspension despite court order. All right. Okay, that's something. That's a big story. Rivers crisis, the kicker. Militant group spits fire, threatens oil production. Page 3. And reps move to strip INEC of power to regulate political parties. Okay. And you find that one on page 9. And blackouts is the kicker now. Angry Air Force personnel invade Ikeja disco. Bata employees. When you hear Bata, what comes to your mind? Not trade by barter, like barter, like you use force, you show strength on you put somebody down. That's what it is. Batter, Batter. That's what it is. Okay. And somebody would tell me, UD, that's how we see it on the front page. And before you know it, no investigations, no nothing. The people who were battering will not be brought to book, and everything just goes back to normal. And that's where we are. That's the position we are in this country today. But just above, the Vanguard newspaper banner now, power generation rises 30% amidst challenges. Page 19. Simon Ekpa, others sanctioned for alleged terrorism financing. Page 11. Autonomy is the kicker now. Algon asks local government chairman to approach CBN for documentation. Page 9. And that would be all. Oops. Forgive me. All right, how could I have missed this one? This one right here on page 32 for the sport lovers. FIFA ranking. Falcons remain Africa's number 1, 36th in the world. I like it. Okay, number 1 in Africa, 36th in the world. That's some good news. Yes. All right, opening the phone lines already now. Let me have your thoughts. Let me know what you think about this, front page headlines on Nigerian newspapers. And you've been wishing, you've been seeking, you've been hoping that you would call, even for a first time. Here is an opportunity. 09073530044 is that number. The other number is 09087668888. The WhatsApp portal number 0909-705-4450. Taking the school. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Daniel.
Good morning to you, please.
God bless you, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Good job you are doing.
Appreciate it.
My name is Hundu.
Hundu, Turkey. Awesome, Hundu.
You were away for some days.
Yes.
Welcome, you were special.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, every day the newspapers will give us things to talk about and to forget about our sorrows and our pain.
Okay.
And the hunger and the insecurity. Yes. One thing I must say is that the Nigerian Senate in the whole world is a funny Senate, and a lot of issues have been coming out of this Senate. I'm not a lawyer, but a lot of lawyers who study about what is happening, a lot of them have argued that the rules in the Senate did not permit the Senate to suspend any member for more than 14 days. And there was a court order stopping them from suspending that woman, which they did not comply with. So if lawmakers did not want to comply with a court ruling, then which other body again would you expect? And again, why on earth would they suspend her for about 6 months, half a year? For what? And again, I want to ask you, is there any other Senate, in Africa, Daniel, where you have heard that the Senate there have suspended any of their members for about 6 months? It's only in Nigeria, and this is in all attempt to silence others. You can see that there are some senators that have been there for like 2-3 years. You can never hear their voice. You can't hear. In fact, their seat is always empty. They don't even contribute anything. Because if you want to be a vibrant senator, they will begin to fight you. And it's unfortunate that they want to silence this woman. Among the few women who are there, this woman has been the most vocal. And they want to silence her voice. This is unacceptable. And I knew that they are still in court, and the court will set aside that suspension. Because I don't see the reason why the Senate refused to obey that court order by letting her suspension stay for now. So you see, it's unfortunate. And lastly, Daniel, I want to say one thing. That, in Nigeria, once something goes up, to come down is a very big issue. Even if we reduce fuel today, because there are some of these drivers who have converted their cars to CNG, but yet they still carry people at the prices other people who are using fuel they are carrying. They will not reduce anything. So it's unfortunate that when things go up in Nigeria, there is no system in place that will make sure that those things come down. So for some time, I think we're going to be living with high cost of prices. You'll be hearing that prices are coming down. From where? Daniel, prices of things are not coming down. Rather, they are going up. Thank you very much.
All right, there can be right there quite a lot. There can be a sad, in this conversation. But yeah, let's go see how we can take yet another call right about now.
Hello.
Hello to you.
Good morning, Rudy.
Good morning to you, Moses. Welcome aboard. Yeah. All right, welcome aboard.
Thank you. I want to appreciate the security agents and the federal government on these headlines that says that announcing some of the names of terrorists and sponsors. And again, 2 Pakistans who are behind terrorism were also arrested. I think it's a good one. But it should not just be the headline news. There should be a persecution. They should be persecuted for their crimes to free the entire challenges that we are facing in this country, especially these 2 major challenges in this country, corruption and insecurity. That is what has been a threat to our economy. Corruption and insecurity. These are 2 major problems in this country. Then another one again. What is happening? Federal government planning for rehabilitation camp for terrorists and kidnappers. What is this? What are we saying? So you are fighting terrorists and you are preparing a camp for them against terrorists and kidnappers. Are you not encouraging the issue of terrorism? What is even terrorism? Who are they? These are people that terrorize the entire human life in this country. Terrorize the economy, make the economy unfriendly for external and internal business to take on, and you are preparing a camp for them. So nurse them, nurse their mental and blood system that has already been addicted to terrorism. How are you going to cope up with that? So I think that instead of building that camp for them, I think that they should build camp for people who are less privileged, that every day, every month, the government should be taking care of them. Because these are terrorists. These are people that they have sponsors from outside, sponsors from inside. And you are coming, why will you spend government money to go and build camp for them? Anybody involved in terrorism should be persecuted. You shouldn't build camp for them. There is no English language you can use for us to deceive Nigerians. Terrorists, immediately that name terrorist is being ascribed to you, and you are involved, you are a terrorist. Camp should not be a way out that they think that they can eradicate this something. And I believe when terrorists hear this kind of a news, they'll be strong. Thank you, Yuki.
Appreciate that one from you, Moses. All right, some thoughts you put out there, Moses. Okay, well, let's just go on this recess now. We will be back in a short bit. All right, don't go away.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Abuja, get ready for 3 extraordinary nights of completeness with Pastor Chris, tagged Upward and Forward Only.
The program at Abuja is taking place 21st to 23rd of March at the National Stadium.
From Friday the 21st to Sunday, 23rd March 2025 by 6 p.m. daily. Come encounter the glory and power of God to change all situations by the word of God with healing and deliverance. For more information, call 0704-676-5982 or 0902-919-3669. Powered by Christ Embassy, giving your life a meaning.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Back from recess, taking your calls now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Yudi. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
My name is Abubakar Kwaleju from Wagwalada.
Abubakar, welcome aboard. Talk to us.
Thank you. When shall our country achieve institutional integrity? When all our institutions will enjoy absolute independence. They will take decisions that is all inclusive, that will be welcomed by all and sundry, that will enjoy solidarity from citizens of this country. What transpired yesterday, where the Senate Islam, Senator Tasha, with a suspension, is obnoxious. It should be condemned. This is a colonial, the other word I have forgotten. They will have no reform our institution. Democracy brings healings. It builds bridges. It brings awakening. But what we are seeing is suppression, tyranny in all our institutions. Name it the judiciary. What is happening in River State? The judiciary is being manipulated to give a ruling that is political. Why should the federal allocation acquiring to River State should be blocked? Why? What is the connection between the ruling and the federal allocation of River State? And River State is providing largest chunks of our oil production, and they will not partake from it for political reasons, because some people want to remain permanently relevant in politics. And the unfortunate part of it, our politicians are not learning from history. We see how judiciary, security institutions were manipulated in the First Republic. It led to downfall of First Republic. It happened in the Second Republic. And they are repeating the same mistakes. They are not amending things. It's unfortunate. And we are not matching standards of governance as it concerns global practices. We are becoming an object of ridicule in the eyes of international community.
All right, Abubakar. I get that.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Abubakar right there, 2 cents he is given. But let's get on to the Facebook page right now and see your comments, under the television that we are hosting on Facebook, and get with the WhatsApp messages as well as the voice notes. And should we still have the time, we would take your calls, as the phone lines is really, really buzzing, this morning. We see this one coming from Ozo Francis and Amani, watching live from Amagunze in Enugu State. Says, good morning, my analyst in the studio. Good morning to you too, Ozo. Says, Natasha should follow due process if she really wants justice. The House has rules and procedures, and this must be followed appropriately. All right, that's what Ozo is saying right there. And then via the WhatsApp now, but just before we get into that, Senator Natasha Akpotiuduaghan's 6-month suspension from the Nigerian Senate is indeed a very significant, incident. While I tried to find whether there are similar cases of 6-month suspension in other African or global, senates, based on what my dear brother Tekambi, had put out there. Akpotiuduaghan's situation is quite unique due to some circumstances surrounding a suspension. So the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions found her guilty of misconduct and failure to appear before the committee, and that led to a suspension. Now, that decision was also made despite a court ruling staying the judgment. The committee also recommended withdrawing a salary and security details during the suspension period. How else can you really suspend someone? Now, it is also worth noting that the suspension is related to the allegations of sexual harassment Akpotiuduaghan leveled against Senate President Godswill Akpabio, and a controversy surrounding her suspension highlights the complexities of parliamentary ethics and the balance between legislative duties and personal conduct. But then the Senate's decision to suspend Senator Natasha Akpotiuduaghan, despite a court order stay of judgment, raises quite a lot of concern about the separation of power and the rule of law. It does. Now, in a democratic system, the judiciary, legislature, and executive branches are expected to respect each other's roles and decisions. When a court issues a state of judgment, it is a directive to pause proceedings until the matter is resolved. But then, when you ignore a court order and proceedings with a suspension, the Senate may, of course, begin to be seen as disregarding judiciary's authority and undermining the rule of law. In fact, it's not a may. They have actually done that too. But then this could also set a precedent for future conflicts between the legislature and the judicial branches. And it is also worth noting that the Senate's actions may be perceived as retaliatory, given the allegations Akpoti Uduaghan made against the Senate President, and this could also further erode public trust in the institution. Ultimately, though, the Senate's decision to suspend Akpoti Uduaghan, despite a court stay of judgment, is, since there can be asked me, I mean, is a complex issue. And it requires, careful consideration of the constitutional implications and the principles of democracy. And then I saw something, it's really laughable. It's laughable. Now, one of the protesters that came, pro-Akpabio protester, a woman, when she was asked, what exactly, why are you here? What are you protesting for? And she says, I don't know about the issue between Akpabio and whoever, I don't even know who the other person is, but all I was told was that I should come and protest in favor of Akpabio. So this is how our protests run in this country. Little wonder when we come out to protest for something that really bothers on us, you'll still see a batch B protester. Oh Lord, pro protester. Okay, they have a pro to their names these days, but it's really sad we're not taken seriously anymore, because even us, you and I, my brothers and sisters, we are complicit. We're complicit. And it makes you wonder, where did we get it wrong and how would we get it rightly? But I see a message from Alhaji Saliu Odebisi from Ijedodo, Lagos. Thank you, Alhaji, for joining via the online stream platform all the way from Lagos State. Says, lawyers accuse Senate. Okay, now this is not clear. How are lawyers always not saying, oh, come on. Come on. This is not so clear. I can't take this for want of time. Okay, so I see you, Samuel from Kuje, standing on existing protocols now. Samuel is saying, it is only in this country that one sits in judgment in a case that concerns him. If it is in a country where the system is working, Senate President should have stepped aside to allow proper investigation to be carried out. But not in Nigeria. The reverse is the case. It is so shameful to see those who are meant to make laws for us breaking the laws, and they are the ones bastardizing the law. The Senate President couldn't even raise his face when he was conducting the affairs of the Senate proceedings yesterday. Nigeria is in a real mess, but I pray that God Almighty will remember us one day in this country, so that things will get better in this country. In Jesus' name, he says. All right, amen to that one, and thank you for the prayer, directed to me. Appreciate that one from you, Samuel. And I see this one here, and it says, okay, Yusuf from Wuseitu is saying, good morning, UD. Good morning to you too, Yusuf. Senate suspends Natasha for 6 months as security details would be withdrawn and she would be barred from accessing the National Assembly premises, not minding that such resolutions violate her freedom and of movement as guaranteed by the Constitution. Her offense was that she violated the Senate standing rules for offenses bordering on manners and decorum in a protest against reallocation of a seat. This infraction does not warrant suspension from the office or denial of the rights and privileges. If she must be suspended, it must not be more than 2 weeks going by decision in Ndume's case. Stopping her salary and that of her aides and withdrawal of her security details is not commensurate with the offense committed. More so when there is a subsisting court order stopping a suspension, which the committee deliberately ignored. Utterances such as her petition was dead on arrival shows that the senators were on a mission to cover up the allegations. The action of the Senate, to say the least, was vindictive. I urge the Senate to save its integrity by reversing the suspension forthwith. Have a nice day, says Yusuf. You think the same too. But Chinonso from Suleja is saying this, and right now it says, Senator Akpabio, now you do this one. How can you suspend a senator for 6 months without looking into her alleged accusations? I slept in Dangote's Obajana during her wedding day. If I may ask, sir, How is that our business, Senator Pabio? Okay. Chinonso, I would not take that part. But anyways, thank you, Chinonso, for that one. Okay, I see this one here now coming from James all the way from Suleja, telling me, welcome back. Good morning to you too, my brother. Thank you. Says, what did Nigerians really expect from a rubber-stamped Senate-headed? Okay. By someone whose utterances time and time again is enough to even question leadership qualifications. Days before we all saw the chairman of the Ethics Committee on national television defending the SP, even before an official allegation was submitted by Natasha, and the same person read out punishment in the House without as much as an investigation. Inasmuch as there are rules and processes, does the Senate have the powers to rule that a senator stops parading herself as a senator? Most honorable, off the mic, depicts everything that is wrong with the leadership of Nigeria. Anyways, it is keeping Nigerians distracted from the usual realities they are currently facing. You can say that again, James. You can say that again. Okay, seeing this one here now from from Comrade Olabasi, Buhari, Abuja, right, comrade, standing on existing protocols now, says, what is spending a night and sleeping on the floor inside Dangote's cement factory in Obajana have to do with the illegal suspension of a vibrant and outspoken woman, Senator Natasha Akpoti, from the Red Chamber? Who sent Senator Godswill Akpabio into that cement factory if not for his own safety? Why bringing sentiment into a serious national issue that borders on the country's unity? Of course, that goes to show how degrading the 10th Senate has descended into. It's a pity. May God Almighty save us from ourselves. Amen, he says. And I'll take this one too, right here and on here. Baz reporting from Duce now says, good morning, Sir UD. Good morning to you too. It says, I think we need to educate ourselves properly on Senator Natasha's suspension. She wasn't suspended because she submitted a petition as being speculated. Please, let's be guided. Is it right for a senator to run to court to stop a suspension after failing to heed to Senate standing rules? Please, let's stop attacking the judiciary on reverse state of the Supreme Court judgment. Okay, was it not the same Supreme Court who affirmed Fubara legitimacy as governor? So where is the fault of the judiciary? All right, Abbas is saying thanks. It is reporting from Duce right there, Abbas. All right, now let's just quickly see how many of the voice notes that we can take right about now. But I've got a duty. Oh, I wish I could do this. Well, I'll do this for the 8 o'clock hour, as there's quite a lot going on here. So. Okay, so I let's go with this. Let's go with this one now. Okay, starting off with this now. Just bear with me just a little bit. Let's see.
Barrister, good morning. Princess, good morning. My name is Aluta Senator Obasanjo. I'm calling you from Lapai, Niger State. Barrister, check out the issues that we are all read about. The River State judgment. You cannot see that is exactly why Farouk Timi has said if somebody will steal billions of naira, and it will be what? A Senate president, it will be a minister, it will be whatever, it will be a SSG, it will be whatever you want to be in this country. But when you say something wrong, they will jail you. Natasha has raised up emotion on sexual women. You people should wake up. Nigerian, we should wake up. It's not all about Natasha, it's all about Nigerian. If a Senate will be part of this, what kind of Senate do we have in this country? Is it not a criminal justice that Farouk Timi said? We are being caged with a lot of pain in this country. The tiger, the lions, the hyena has been caged us. They want to chop us all completely, and we are sitting down. We're saying we're a developed country. What kind of developed country? What kind of people? Section has spoiled Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay, going to Selassie now.
Good morning, Udok Daniel.
Good morning to
the man with the golden voice.
Thank you,
my name is Salasi. I greet the listeners and callers of this great radio station. I want to talk about the fuel marketers are complaining as the fuel importation again can go for about 5 trillion naira. Just imagine. So these are the situation that we find in this country. Who are these major importers? I don't understand the subsidy they are talking about 5 trillion naira. I think this government says subsidy was gone. Who are the beneficiary of this subsidy? So these are the cases that that we are facing. You can see the injustice on all these things. It's only God that will help us when it comes to a lot of things happening in this country. So for the case of River, we pray there will be peace in Rivers and the peace in Nigeria. The aspect of security, we pray and commit our security men into the hands of God, that God will give them power over the criminals. But we don't want to be here spending our money for rehabilitating this criminal. It's so disheartening whenever I heard that they have to spend money to build rehabilitation center for criminal, for the people that carry arms against the state. I agree, BB Blessing, the woman of Macrophone. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right.
Good morning, Mr. Odog and Osman Doris. My name is Let me on the Natasha Akpoti suspension by the Senate. You see, I always say this, Mr. Odwak. Our system is not working. Our system has collapsed. Our demonic, destructive, and deadly system is not working. So we are just able to control the system. Be it, that's why I stopped talking on these issues again, this Nigerian issue. By the time we are ready, we will do the right thing. Because we are not going to do it for us. We are going to do it for ourselves. So when they just are ready for a change, for a better system, better leaders, we will do it. But for now, we are not ready. We are full of sentiment and the rest. I recalled when Bukola was accused of buying cars to paying duty, he stepped aside. An investigation probe was carried out. He was not found. He came back and occupied his seat. Where can I do the same? We are jokers in this country, Mr. Odwak. On the Akpoti suspension, there was a existing court order stop National Assembly President from suspending any member, either Senate or Rep. What happens to that? Are you above the law? So are you telling me that Senate will supersede our constitutions? I don't know. That is happening in this country. Our system is not working. Something must be done. I think we should know what it's done.
All right. Okay, that's 1 minute 35 seconds. Overshooting. That's why I had to take it
out. This guy, my mistake, my baby blessing.
Yeah.
I'm sending voice notes for you from Otako. I greet our caller and man of microphones and listen. I call them my daddy. God bless them. God bless this week for them. My name, my baby blessing. I want to talk about the issue of Natasha. I want to talk about the issue of Senate. Do you know what Senate do? They don't see the evidence of Natasha. They don't see what he say. My truth. That is why they give us a special 6 months and they figure our salary. I think people did there when they believe Natasha salary. Something money will do for her to travel. I don't want to put this thing to across for her. A time will come out tomorrow when they say money will do for her to travel. They know they give her. So they see that they charge the money. I think they will still give us a special day. Let them know whatever they sow, a man sow, they will reap. Look at what they are doing. One man is not children. They know they shame at all. I know, I sabi, I have it. See, whatever you do, you will repeat. Their wife, another man will sleep their wife. I mean, their wife will repeat it.
Come on now. BB, please. You started off on the right notes. There's no need for the negative curses and no, there's no need for that. Let's go to Honorable Edwards.
So good morning. My name is Honorable Edwards from Napo. Yeah, the woman Natasha was suspended yesterday by the Senate. That is the acts for 6 months, and if the Senate has a constitution that if a senator has a right to sit for 180 days, the seat can be declared vacant. I can look at it as if it's an indirect way of declaring that woman's seat vacant. It's not about the woman. People could this central. This suspension is no good. And if anything happens to that woman, we hold the Senate responsible because you cannot suspend someone and withdraw security from that person. So what are they intending to do? If anything happens to that woman, we hold the Senate responsible. We can't do that. She needs security and more than that. Then I am so happy that the student who were kidnapped in my state, the University of Agriculture, has been released. It's a welcome to we thank God for that. And all the attackers exploded in Niger State. I think something is wrong with it. They need to look into this very well. They need to look into it. Why is it Niger every time Niger? Thank you and God bless you.
Well, I appreciate that one. I'm glad that the students have been freed again. All right, that's something. Thank you, Honorable Edwards, for that info. And this is going to be the last one. Producer, please just give us this one.
Good morning, Odwak. My name is GB.
All right, GB.
Natasha suspended for 6 months. I think that is a good way to let her go and study the rule that guide the chamber. He has been in the chamber for over a year. It was not the rule guiding the conduct of a lawmaker in the chamber. He should go and learn so that he can be able to operate and be able to conduct herself in the right manner in the chamber.
All right, for one of time, GB, you've made that statement very clear. But yeah, we would not go further. Vicky Vic is already given me the heads up. But well, we'll just let Vicky Vic come on here and take you on sports and Eagles Wings. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of us. 9 o'clock, of course, we'll be right here and we'll talk, politics and current affairs.